the 2025 convention schedule gets ever more packed as we get closer into late spring and summer, I wanted to do a little tour of how I pack my bag for conventions because I've been doing this for a long time and I have kind of a system of what goes in my bag. And what's in my bag typically stays in there year round. I don't empty my bag out in between cons except for a few things that I might need at a different time. Like obviously the lipstick that I wear for one cosplay is going to be different from the lipstick I wear for another cosplay, so the lipstick isn't going to stay in my bag year round. But something else, like my tissue pack, stays in there year round because that's its designated home. I do it like that for a couple of reasons. The first is that it makes packing for the convention just easier in general because I already know that the stuff that's in the bag is supposed to be in the bag, it's already taken care of. The second reason is kind of an extension of that, where if something isn't in the bag that is supposed to be in the bag, it probably just means I've used it up and it needs to be replaced. And that's just easier for me than having to unpack it and repack it every single time I go to a con. Also, it's helpful because some of these things are kind of unique, and that way if I need, for some reason, to take it out of the con bag and use it for something else, it's probably going to be in here already. Also, note from editing Lizzie, I recognize that the lighting in this video is whack, and I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. It kept changing because the sun set while I was filming, and I really wanted to get this out so that I would be keeping up my 2 weeks, like my every 2 week posting. So I look a little bit like I took a nap immediately before filming because I did, and also the lighting keeps changing because the sun set. Sorry. I have an Ita bag, or an Ita bag. I'm not entirely sure how you say this. I think it's Ita, but it is Evangelion themed. I try to add something new to it every convention, and if I can't find something for it at a con, I'll usually then go on Mercari and look for something small to go on the bag to commemorate the convention. One of the reasons I like this bag is that it is a backpack. I strongly recommend having a little backpack like this because it's super easy to just carry like this. You're not worried about where it is, it's just right there. And you can also take it off pretty easily for pictures, but these little black straps, usually you can't even see in pictures. The first thing that needs to be in your con bag, that's an absolute non-negotiable, is your convention badge. Keeping it in, or like I do, on your bag, make sure that you don't lose it and it's in the same space throughout the con. What I usually do if I have one of these that's like a lanyard is I will wrap it like this around the strap of the bag. But I just take it and I just wrap it around the strap of the bag, and that way it's just always there. I'm not wearing it in pictures because that's also a pet peeve of mine, is if you can see it in pictures. If I take my bag off for a picture, my badge is also not on me. So there's thing number one. My second thing that I don't like leaving the house without this at all, but especially at a convention, is hand sanitizer. I highly recommend getting one of these little holders. I know Bath and Body Works has a lot like these. Most grocery stores or dollar stores will also have a little clippy holder like this. And my bag, one of the reasons I like this bag is that it has this little D-ring inside, and I just clip my hand sanitizer to that so it's not stuck hidden deep in the depths of the bag. It's just right there. Also, this kind of goes without saying, but like your phone, your keys, and your wallet should be in there. But you know what doesn't go without saying? A word from today's sponsor!
Today's video is sponsored by HyperX. HyperX sent me their Cloud 3 wireless headset for a review, and I was blown away by how incredibly comfortable it was. When I was wearing it, I actually forgot I was wearing a headset because it's so squishy and comfortable. It doesn't really feel like there's anything on your head. It has a battery life that lasts for up to 120 hours, which is double the amount of most average gaming headsets available on the market, and features a microphone that can actually be removed, which I think is super cool when you're not at your computer, you're not trying to talk to anyone, it's not in the way. You can just listen to music or stream something while you're working on a project. Be sure to use code LizzieMoth-15 for 15% off any HyperX product, or use the QR code the next time you're purchasing. Thank you again to HyperX for sponsoring this video.
Ibuprofen or Advil is another super important thing for cons. I need to get one of those little like portable cases for it, but I don't have one right now, so I just carry my whole little bottle of ibuprofen, and it just gets nestled into the bottom of the bag. A wig brush is another thing that's super important. This is an old American Girl doll hairbrush, and as you can see, it has definitely seen better days, but it still works just for those quick little wig fixes in line for things at cons. When something has gone wrong, there's a little tangle and you just need to get it out really quick. I know these aren't as popular now as they were a couple of years ago with social media making your own little QR codes that you can pull up and scan, and people just have those on their phones, but I do still have business cards. I made these so many years ago that they say that I'm an art student, which I was for exactly 1 year of college. And they also have my Twitter handle on there, and it says Twitter. I don't use Twitter anymore. I deleted my account, but the rest of the information on here is still correct. And I have probably 100 million left as a rough approximation. So I keep using them. Eventually I probably will make new ones or just have done with cards entirely, but in the meantime, I do still have these. And my bag has this little pocket, and I stick them right in there. Another thing that's been a recent addition for me at cons is a handheld fan. This thing genuinely is so nice. Oh my goodness, it's nice right here and right now. Ooh. But I strongly recommend getting one of these for cons. They usually sell these at cons, and having a big one like this I think is great. It makes a really big breeze. And I just stick it in the bag.
Biscuit break.
Another thing that this will be a new addition for me going forward, because I realized I didn't have this at Lexington and I wished I did, is one of these plastic photo protector sleeves. You can get these basically every convention where you can get a photo op. They sell these for $5 a piece, and I always forget them, and I always need them for either an art print or a photo op, and I forget that I didn't bring one with me. So now I'm keeping one that is just gonna live in my bag. They're also really flimsy and they break pretty frequently, so they're definitely not supposed to be a permanent home for your art. I keep a water bottle in my bag at all times. I think this is incredibly important. I do recommend getting disposable ones because a lot of conventions have a no outside food or drink policy, and while I've never been stopped for having a water bottle, just in case they do decide to take it from you, it's a disposable water bottle. You throw it away, it's not a big deal. But a lot of cons also will have water fountains, and you can refill it throughout the day. Water is super important, and you can refill these, obviously, at the con if you drink it, so it's not a complete waste of plastic if that's something that matters to you. I know friendship bracelet trading has been big the last couple years, so I just have a bag full of those. I make new ones before every con. I let them kind of deplete down and then refill in between cons, but I just keep that in a bag in my bag. This little tiny bag is where the majority of stuff actually is. So I made this off of the pattern I found on YouTube, and it's got it's one zipper pocket like this, and then you open it up and it has 5 pockets basically, or more if you're, I guess really it's got 7, because it's got 2 sides, 2 in between, and then these 3 zipper pockets. So what's in here is the majority of the small stuff that'll get stuck at the bottom of the bag. Bobby pins are probably the #1 most important thing to have at a con. Your wig starts slipping, pop one in there. You always need more than you think you do. You are always not wearing enough. Bring a little container of bobby pins. Safety pins. This is another thing that is super useful. You never know when you're going to need them. Rips happen, tears happen, accidents happen. I know some people bring a whole little sewing kit. I just bring safety pins and call it good enough, but I do keep them in this little plastic container, so I have a little thing full of safety pins. A granola bar, basically same as the water. I've never been stopped for having a granola bar. Sometimes I'll bring those little like applesauce pouches too, but again, you bring a single granola bar, they take it away, they make you throw it out. It's not that big of a deal. I've never had it happen. One of these little portable packets of tissues, another must-have. Don't go anywhere without these. An assortment of Band-Aids. Again, basic stuff, pretty self-explanatory, good to have. a phone charger with the brick or a portable charger or both. I personally prefer to bring like a whole charger just because I don't think portable chargers are as reliable in my experience. More likely than not, you're going to be using your phone a lot. Your battery's going to die at least a little bit. It's just smart to have this in case of emergencies. Pads and a tampon. I do not care if you are on your period. I do not care if you are even a person who gets a period. At least one of your friends is one of those people. Every time I go to a con, I feel like half of my friend group has their period. So having those on you, even if you aren't going to get your period or if you're a person who doesn't get a period at all, just be a good Samaritan and just have it, because then if someone needs it and they know you have it, the hassle is it's taken care of. There's no real worry, and I think it's just like the good thing to do is just to have pads or tampons. I think it's important. I think that's just being a good friend. Fashion tape. I was very skeptical about this initially, but I don't know what I would do without fashion tape. It's how I keep my thigh highs up. It's how I keep my Jinx top on. They come in this little container, and then it's this like, oh, I'm almost out. Oh, I have one piece left. Well, it's like this little sticky thing, and you peel the wrappers off, and you just like stick it to yourself and to the fabric. I need to get more. See, this is why I do this, but comes in its own little case. Super helpful, super useful. Whatever lipstick you are wearing, I always keep that in my bag. You're probably going to need to reapply, so just take it with you. Some people bring mascara. I don't usually do that, but it's the same thing. The last thing that goes into my con bag is a little bit more situational. So this can be like an either or, and you may not need it at all. But I usually have either eyelash glue or nail glue or both, depending on if my costume calls for those things. I'm usually wearing false eyelashes, and it's kind of a 50-50 if I'll be wearing press-ons, but having eyelash glue or nail glue is also just smart to have in there. Nail glue, I'd say, is smart to give to your friends. Eyelash glue is not. Don't share eye makeup products. That's not the most hygienic option, but eyelash glue is another good option. And then I just stick that in my bag, and there's still plenty of room for my con goodies. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, please leave a like. Please leave a comment telling me what are your convention essentials that you never ever take out of your bag, if there's anything I should add to mine, or if there's anything from my bag that you're planning on adding to yours. If you want to stick around, oh, okay, bye. Unlike her, if you want to stick around, please subscribe. I'm super close to hitting 1,000, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to share more with you. I upload a short every single day at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I try to upload a full-length video every other Friday at 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you again to HyperX for sponsoring this video.
Here's my big camera. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah. Whatever, this video is not going to look perfect, and that's just going to have to be okay.